We, we have also discussed on the sense organs, and the important sense organs are which is very much prominent. That is the statocyst. It is located on the either side of the cerebropleural ganglia. What is the function of the statocyst? The function is the same as is that of which you have studied already in the in case of pilot last year.
Equilibrium.
Very good. Equilibrium. That's it. Okay. Uh, Now, after going through these highlights, now we are going to switch on towards the next unit. Actually, we are going to begin with the unit second. Of course, it is also regarding the functional anatomy, and we are going to start with the new animal as such, that is external morphology of prawn. So prawn is the another non-coded which has been included in your syllabus, and these are the points that which we are going to cover in today's lecture. And if time permits, we'll move further to cover some more points. So, introduction, systematic position, habitat and habits, external morphology, its shape, size, and coloration, how many segments are present and how many parts the body is divided, that we are going to discuss, that is cephalothorax and abdomen, and what kind of exoskeleton appears, and what the exoskeleton present in the cephalothorax is called as, and what that exoskeleton is called as in the abdominal region, and totally how many different types of apertures are present on the body that we are going to study. So one by one, we shall be dealing with these points which are mentioned in the synopsis. So first of all, introduction. Prawn, as you know, it is an crustacean. Crustacean. Uh, can you tell me one of the characteristics? It is one of the class of phylum Arthropoda. So it is a crustacean that forms an important diet. See, it's a prawn is having very good nutritive value, and it is consumed and as a food, and so it is having a much more market value. Also, it is studied in different Indian universities as a typical representative of the class crustacean. Rather than the prawn, can you name some other crustaceans that you know? Yes, please name some other crustaceans that you know. Anybody? Hello? Hello?
Lobster, crab,
Lobster.
Yes, lobster. Very good. Very good. Yeah,
Crab.
yeah. Very good. Now, as usual, we are going to deal with this point. Yes, as I have mentioned, it belongs to phylum Arthropoda. Of course, jointed appendages are present. Now, subphylum Mandibulata. Head appendages bears a pair of mandibles. Now, you have studied the different mouth parts of cockroach last year, isn't it? So, mandibles is one of the mouth parts in case of cockroach, but different head appendages are there. We are going to study those head appendages during the due course. But these mandibles, what you have been introduced to different mouth parts of a cockroach already. So can you do you remember what type of mouth parts you have studied last year? Because why I'm asking this question, because we are going to come across different types of head appendages, thoracic appendages, abdominal appendages in this while studying this problem in details. So at least some of the parts that you know, that I would like to know what mouth parts have you studied, and mandibles, as I have mentioned now, is one of the uh, mouth parts. So, what other mouth parts are present in case of cockroach, which you have already studied? Yes,
Maxilla.
yes, maxilla, very good. Yes, any more? Yes. Okay. You perhaps you might have come across these words like as labrum, labium, labial palps, hypopharynx, mandibles, and maxilla. Okay, so these are the different mouth parts of cockroach you have already studied. Okay, now let's move to the next point, that it belongs to class Crustacea, which I have mentioned. Now here, very important reason and point to be remembered here is that head joined with thorax to form cephalothorax. See the word cephalo. The word cephalo refers to head region, and as there is fusion of head and thoracic region, so this jointed collectively it is called as cephalothorax. So presence of fusion of the head and thorax is a unique characteristics of this class Crustacea. Subclass Malacostraca. Malacostraca. Now here, entire body contains total 19 segments. And now these 19 segments, how this body is divided into 19 segments, and what these segments are called as, what these regions are called as, and how this each and every segment bears an appendage, that we are going to study in details while studying the external morphology. So it belongs to order Decapoda. Now Deca 10, Poda legs. Deca 10 legs means 5 pairs of walking legs are present. 5 pairs of walking legs are present. Now, look how these different types of legs are there, which leg is called as typical leg, and what are the functions of these legs, how they form a important characteristic as a sexual dimorphic character by observing the leg of the particular uh, of that prawn, we can make out whether the prawn is male or female. So these walking legs are exhibiting the sexual dimorphic characters that we are going to study in details. It belongs to order Natantia. And now here, presence of prominent rostrum is the important characteristics. If you study prawns, there in different species of prawns, this they are having different shapes of rostrums. And this serrated rostrum, the number of cirri present in the rostrum decides the species of that prawn. So it is also very much important to mark of identification as per as this rostrum is present, and length, size, its dimension and number of cirri differs from species to species. Belongs to family Palaemonidae. Genus is called as Palaemon and species is Malcolm Sodi. Now nowadays this genus paleomon is also referred as macrobrachium. So you may call this species as macrobrachium malcolmsoni. The freshwater prawn that we are going to study in detail is it belongs to the genus Paleomon or Macrobrachium, and the species is malcolmsoni. Okay. Now, habitats, habitat and habits. As I mentioned, it is freshwater found in streams, rivers, ponds, lakes. It is nocturnal, active during night. Hide at the bottom during the daytime and comes to the surface at night in search of food. So it is very much active during the night. So it is nocturnal in habitat. Uh, it is omnivorous, feeds on small organisms like algae, mosses, small insect, debris, etc. As it is consuming the food belonging to plant as well as from the animal origin, so it is referred as it is omnivorous in diet. It walks at the bottom with the help of this walking legs. So both two types of locomotions are exhibited by prawn. Whenever it is at the bottom, then it walks with the help of walking legs. But whenever it is in the water column, it swims actually with the help of pleopods. Now, what are these pleopods? These are nothing but these are the abdominal appendages. How they are, how much is their number, and how the pleopod appears, that we are going to study in details later on. When disturbed, it moves backward with a pair of uropod. Now, uropod is also one of the abdominal appendage. In attempt to escape from the enemy's grasp, it sheds off one or more of its appendage. Now, this type of behavior of the uh, animal is also shown by some of the household pests. Can you tell me the example of the animal which sheds the part of the body when it wants to get escape, or when it is frightened or threatened and want to get escape? Yes, it is a very household pest which we often see in our houses. Can you tell me? This type of behavior is also shown by some other animals. As I've mentioned, when it is when it is trying to escape from the enemy's grasp, it sheds off one or more of its appendage.
cockroach,
Cockroach? No.
pal,
Yes. There you are. If you try to catch the wall lizard, you will find that the tail is often shed off, isn't it? मग ती शेपूट अशी वळवळ तर दिसते की नाही आपल्याला? शेपूट पार शेपटीच्या त्याग करते आणि तोडून टाकते, जेणेकरून त्या शेपटीकडे एनिमीचं लक्ष गेलं पाहिजे, विचलित झालं पाहिजे, and it can escape from the grasp of the enemy, such type of. And here same type of a behavior is also shown by the prawn. To escape from the grasp of the enemy, it sheds off its appendage so that the enemy is diverted to the movements of made by that appendages, and it may lose its grasp, and the prawn may easily escape from that. So such type of uh, uh, protective behavior is exhibited by the prawn. During breeding period, that is from May to July, female carries large number of eggs between its abdominal appendages. Now, these abdominal appendages, which are in the form of pleopods, how these pleopods form an important uh, carrier for carrying the eggs in case of female, how they are entangled, what is the different part of that pleopod which plays an important role to form a bridge which is carrying the eggs that we are going to study later on. Now, morphological peculiarities here. Shape. As it is elongated, slightly spindle, and it is bilaterally symmetrical. Spindle shape is very much important because at the anterior end, anterior-most end, as a body part, it is having a rostrum. No doubt, its antenna and antennute extends beyond its rostrum, and they are having an important role played by this. They are very much long, and body is see spindle shaped is as it is aquatic in habitat. The spindle shape uh, provides very less resistance to the medium, that is water. And as we have mentioned, or we are studying the prawn, it is bilaterally symmetrical. Size, it measures about 25 to 40 centimeters in length. See, its entire length, right from the tip of its antenna up to its uropod, is taken into consideration while measuring this animal. Coloration. When young, it appears translucent. What do you understand by this word translucent? See, the word is not used, transparent is not used here. Instead of the transparent, it is translucent. So there is difference between the translucent and transparent. So what do you understand by this word translucent?
It has no any color.
No, no, not in that sense. Let me clear you, take you to the, close to the answer. We are having windows at our home,
Uh,
and some of the windows are transparent, and we can easily see through. But some of the window panes, glasses which are applied to the windows, they are they are opaque, you can say, or you can only when you go very near to it we can realize the figure. Otherwise, we can't see, isn't it?
yes, sir.
So that type of glass is translucent. It passes the ray of light. It means light enters, but it is a diffuse light, isn't it?
Yes,
Such type of appearance is there to the body covering when the prawn is young. The body covering is translucent. Some of the organs we can easily see through, and it appears to be whitish in color. Adults are usually pale blue or greenish with brown, orange, red patches. So this is how the appearance of the adult is there. So due to the maturation, due to the saturation of the calcium carbonate, and so due to the activation of the melanocytes, color exhibiting cells, as the animal grows, this type of different shades appears. In case of adults, it appears to be greenish, pale blue or greenish with brown, orange, red patches. Okay. Segmentation and body divisions. As while studying the external characteristics, sorry, systematic position, we have made the mention of the 19 segments are present, appendages are present. The 19 segments are there which you are bearing jointed appendages. And as I have mentioned earlier, there is a fusion of head and the thorax. In case of cockroach, we are having, especially in case of insecta, isn't it? In insecta, cockroach belongs to class insecta. And what is the characteristics of insecta as far as the body divisions are concerned? Yes. Come on. In how many parts the body of cockroach is divided?
Head and abdomen.
No. So where these legs of cockroach are attached?
Abdomen.
No. How many pairs of legs are there in case of cockroach?
Four pairs.
Okay, four pairs. Are you sure?
No.
So how many pairs are there? Or total how many legs are there? Total legs in case of cockroach.
Four legs or four pairs. Four legs.
Four legs.
No idea, sir.
See the cockroach is very household.
Three floor,
Yes, yes. Anybody else?
three pairs, and six legs.
Huh?
कॉकरोच मध्ये ना सर.
Yeah, yes, yes. Cockroach मध्येच. बघा. See, it is a very common insect in our house, and we are observing it, and still we don't know how many legs are present.
Three pairs of legs, sir.
Yes, three pairs of legs are present, isn't it? Now, three pairs of legs, six legs. Is that clear?
Yes.
And where they are attached, on what body part?
Sir, thorax,
Very good. Yeah, there you are. So, what are the body divisions of cockroach?
head, thorax, and abdomen.
Very good. There you are. You got the point, Nikita.
Yes, sir.
Body divisions of it's an important characteristics of class Insecta. Body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen, and three pairs of walking legs are present. Okay. Now, why I want to you to know all this, because here is the point: cephalothorax on the screen that we are going to deal with, and I have already told you the meaning of this, as there is fusion of cephalic. It means head region. There is fusion of head and thorax in case of class Crustacea. Important character, class Crustacea, there is fusion of head and thorax. While in case of Insecta, head, thorax and abdomen, these are the three different parts. Now here the two main body divisions are there. First is cephalothorax and another one is abdomen. Here is the difference between the class Insecta and class Crustacea, and as we are dealing with the animal prawn, which belongs to class Crustacea. Okay. Have you got the? Is that clear that body divisions of class Insecta and class Crustacea?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. So cephalothorax. Now it is largely unjointed, somewhat cylindrical in shape, and it's formed by the union of two regions, as I meant, head region and thoracic region. But head region is again ultimately it is formed of five segments, and thorax is formed of eight segments. So collectively, the cephalothorax is collectively formed of these 13 segments, and each of these 13 segment bears the appendage. That is what I am going to tell you, and we are going to study it in details. Okay. Abdomen is the another part. It is segmented. Six movable segments are present. So whatever edible part is there, or in case of prawn, ठीक आहे, ज्याच्यात सोडा सोडा जो बनतो की नाही सोडा आफ्टर ड्राईंग, That is nothing but this abdominal region. Very important part. The segment is a conical piece. Last segment is a conical piece called as tailson. This is very much important. Tailson. शेपटीचा भाग शेवटीचा. And how it operates that we are going to study later. Abdominal segment are they are rounded dorsally and they are compressed laterally and normally bent under cephalothorax. That's why if when you see this animal after in the catch, प्रॉन तुम्हाला असा कॉमा कॉमा झाल्यासारखा दिसतो ना, असा सरळ सरळ दिसतो का कधी प्रॉन?
नाही.
असा कॉमा
Comma.
कॉमा सारखा झालेला दिसतो.
सगळे
Because the abdominal segments they are bent under the cephalothorax. Each segment carries a pair of jointed appendages called as pleuripods, and last one is the uropod. That so cephalothorax 13 segments. And how these 30 segments are there? 5 cephalic segments and 8 thoracic segments, and these are abdomen bears 6 segments. So collectively, totally 19 segments are there. Okay, so 19 segments are there. So 19 segments and 2 body divisions as far as this title of this slide is concerned. 19 segments and 2 body divisions, cephalothorax and abdomen. Okay. Now exoskeleton. Exoskeleton is formed by protective calcareous hard shell or plates called as sclerites. या बॉडीच्या टणक जो भाग दिसतो these are made up of calcareous hard shell called as sclerites. The adjacent sclerites they are connected by soft membrane-like uncalcified cuticle called as arthrodial membrane. आता सिफेलोथोरिक्स मधले स्क्लेराइड जे ते कुठं कुठं आहेत, कुठल्या कुठल्या भागामध्ये आहेत, that we are going to study. All the sclerites on dorsal or lateral side are fused to form the dorsal shield. असं हे जे सगळे हे दिसते हे सगळं हे असे हे शिल्ड सिफेलोथोरॅक्सची दिस इज डॉर्सल शिल्ड. Anterior triangular part of dorsal shield is called as dorsal plate. म्हणजे ही पुढची इथली ही हा जो भाग इथला जो दिसतोय दिस रिजन. Anterior triangular part of the dorsal shield is called dorsal plate. त्याच्यावरचं टणक आवरण dorsal plate. It extends forward as a serrated vertical process. Means this is that rostrum. Serrated दात्रे आहेत की नाही. Serrated vertical म्हणजे ह्या प्लेट पासून पुढे एक्सटेंड झालेला भाग दिस इज rostrum. And this rostrum actually is the mark of identification because the number of sera differs from species to species. Rostrum. At the base of the rostrum are orbital notch for stalked movable compound eye. हे बघा. इथं हा हे जर डोळा जर काढला तर इथं असा एक खोबडी दिसते, अशी नॉच असते. नॉच त्या नॉच मध्ये हा हा पांढरा भाग आहे. दिस दॅट व्हाईट इज द स्टॉक अँड दिस इज द कंपाऊंड आय. इट इज मुव्हेबल, कॅन बी स्ट्रेच्ड आउट अँड विड्रॉन इन. Such type of compound eye is present. But what is the difference between the compound eye of cockroach and compound eye of prawn? What difference do you notice? Yes. What difference do you notice? You have also studied cockroach, and I think you have also mounted the माउंटिंग पण केलं ना तुम्ही कॉर्नियाचं माउंटिंग केलं ना गेल्या वर्षी वॉकिंग लेग्स कॉर्निया different mouth parts of cockroach. Hmm? दोन्हीकडं eyes are compound, no doubt. Mosaic type of image is formed. But the difference here is the eye is movable when it's having stalk in case of prawn, but the eyes are they are fused. Eyes कसे आहेत? They are attached to the body surface. In case of cockroach डोक्यावरच ते फ्यूज झालेले but here instead these eyes are having stalk, so this is the difference. Just behind and below each notch are two spines, anterior antennal spine and posterior antennal spine. The anterior spine, anterior and posterior, which is also called as hepatic spine. असे दोन्ही बाजूला असे pairs are there. This is also a mark of identification. The posterior region of the dorsal shield is called carapace. म्हणजे कुठली वरचं हे टणक कवच हे पोस्टिरियर पार्ट दोन्ही बाजूचं या बाजूचं आणि त्या बाजूचं. This is called as carapace. Now this word carapace is generally applied to the reptile. Which reptile? Carapace and plastron. Dorsal part of the body is called as a hard shield which is present, that is called as carapace, while as the same type of hard covering which is present on the ventral side it's called as plastron. Which is that reptile? Slow moving reptile. Yes.
Crocodile.
No. Crocodile.
Sir, turtle.
Yes, turtle and tortoises. All these, their board, their shield, their body hard covering, which is present on the sun body, which is body is hidden. That is the carapace. So why the words are the same, meaning is also same, but the thickness is it differs. It is very much hard and tough in case of turtles and tortoises, but it is thin comparatively, but it is hard as compared to other parts of the body or other shells present on the carapace. So on either side of the thorax, carapace hangs down freely, branchiostegate or the gill cover. So this is this part, this entire. This is nothing but the branchiostegate or gill cover. So this is also having a very importance as far as its respiratory system is concerned. Try to remember this, keep this word in mind, because we are going to come across this word while studying the respiratory system. Gill cover, which encloses the gill chamber. Now abdominal sclerates. म्हणजे स्क्लेराइट्स म्हणजे कवच जे शरीरावर आहे व ते ॲबडॉमेल मधले असलेले कवच काय आहे कसं आहे दॅट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस. नाउ these are separate ring like and adjacent sclerates are connected by the thin cuticular arthroidal membrane. If you see the abdomen, आता ही सेगमेंट आहे, ही एक सेगमेंट आहे, ही एक स्क्लेरेट आहे. आता हे थोरॅसिक रिजनची आहे, ही ॲबडोमिनल रिजनची आहे. पहिली ॲबडोमिनल सेगमेंट आहे, ही टणक आहे, ही कडक आहे, एकदम कॅल्केरियस आहे, बट दिस इज अनकॅल्सिफाईड. मधलं जे हे सॉफ्ट पडदा आहे की जोडीच्या मध्ये समन्वय घडवून आणणारा पडदा आहे, दॅट इज द आर्थ्रोइडल मेम्ब्रेन. मग हे आर्थ्रोइडल मेम्ब्रेन ह्या प्रत्येकाच्या मध्ये हे अशी आर्थ्रोइडल मेम्ब्रेन असते. The dorsal broad plate of abdomen are called a tergum. आता हे टर्गम आणि स्टर्नम These are the words which also you have come across while studying the cockroach. When you dissect the cockroach, गेल्या वर्षी डिसेक्शन केलं का कॉक्रोचचं?
नाही,
डिसेक्शन घेतलंच नाही का?
नव्हतं मागच्या वेळेस.
बरं. म्हणजे जर पंख काढले, कॉक्रोचचे जर पंख काढले आपण आणि जर पालतं त्याला असं ठेवलं, आहे तसं ठेवलं, की जो वरचा भाग दिसतो ॲबडोमेनचा, प्लेट ज्या दिसतात त्याला टर्गम म्हणतात. आणि तो शब्द इथंही वापरला. पण ह्या टर्गम कशा आहेत? अशा सी आकाराच्या आहेत, प्लेट लाईक अशा दोन्ही बाजूला त्या वळलेल्या आहेत. म्हणजे ही जी वरून दिसते ही टर्गम प्लेट आहे. आणि जर तुम्ही व्हेंट्रल साईडने जर पाहिलं तर व्हेंट्रल साईडच्या याला काय दिले कॉल्ड स्टर्नम. म्हणजे हा शब्द जसा आपल्यामध्ये सुद्धा वापरला जातो, आपलं जे छातीचं जे हाड आहे त्या छातीच्या हाडाला सुद्धा काय म्हणतात? स्टर्नम म्हणतात. सेम तसंच आहे इथे सुद्धा. व्हेंट्रल साईडला ज्या स्क्लेराइड्स आहेत, ॲबडॉमिनल स्क्लेराइड्स आहेत, ज्या प्लेट्स आहेत, दीज आर कॉल्ड एज स्टर्नम. The lateral two flap-like plates are called pleura. आता टर्गम आणि स्टर्नमच्या मध्ये समन्वय घडवून आणण्यासाठी असणारा जो पडदा आहे दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज प्ल्युरा. बघा, दोन ॲडजेसंटच्या सेगमेंटच्या मध्ये जो पडदा आहे त्याला काय म्हणलेलं आपण? आर्थ्रोडियल मेम्ब्रेन. आर्थ्रोडियल मेम्ब्रेन. पण स्टर्नम आणि टर्गमच्या मध्ये जे पडदा आहे दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज प्ल्युरा. The pleura of second segment is developed while that of the sixth segment is greatly reduced. So two adjacent abdominal segments articulate with each other by a pair of hinge joints. म्हणजे आता हे प्रत्येक ह्याच्यामध्ये इथं ह्याला प्लेटला इथं थोडीशी खाच असते, दॅट इज द hinge joint. आता hinge joint मध्ये सुद्धा वैशिष्ट्य आहे. The segment third and fourth are without hinge joints. Hinge joints and the arthroidal membrane help in vertical movement of the segment. Vertical शब्दाचा अर्थ असा की म्हणजे थोडंसं शरीर बेंड होतं. लक्षात येत आहे? जेव्हा पाण्यामध्ये when the prawn is disturbed, it moves by shifting its body backward. म्हणजे कॉमा आणि मागाचा उलट हल्ल्यासारखा त्याचा बॉडी शेप होतो आणि मागे तो सरकतो. आणि ह्या ड्युरिंग दिस टाइम when the body abdomen bends, this vertical movement of these segments is because of these joints. So in the diagram also you will find if you stretch this above, this flexibility is because of this arthroidal membrane and the hinge joints which are hinge. शब्दशः अर्थ hinge चा अर्थ असा आहे, the very meaning of the word hinge is the बिजागरी ज्याला आपण म्हणतो. आपल्या दाराला जशा 3 बिजागरे असतात, वर एक असते, मध्ये एक असते आणि खाली एक असते. ते काय करते? दार उघडझाप करण्यासाठी त्याचा वापर केला, मुवमेंटसाठी. तसंच इथं हे जे जॉईंट्स आहेत, हिंज जॉईंट्स आहेत, दे आर अलाविंग द ॲडजस्टंट सेगमेंट टू मूव्ह अँड such type of movement, back and up forth movement of this segments is done because of the hinge. External apertures. Now these are the different external apertures. Mouth. It is slit-like opening present mid-ventrally at the anterior end of the cephalothorax. म्हणजे कुठे? तर हे बघा, हे रोस्ट्रमच्या बेसला या सगळ्या अँटेरियरच्या आतमध्ये इथं त्या माउथचं आतमध्ये ओपनिंग आहे. स्लिट-like opening is present. Then renal apertures. आता totally on the body, how many apertures are there? That is the study. Renal means concerned with When you say renal, this word it refers to
Kidneys.
which? Kidneys or the excretory system. So renal apertures are there. Now these apertures, how many apertures are there? These are paired and open on the papillae on the inner surface of antennae. आता हे जे अँटीना आहेत, अनेक वचन सिंगल आहे अँटीना आणि अनेक वचन काय अँटिनी. अँटिनीच्या बेसला. Now while studying the antenna in details, one by one we are going to study these different uh, appendages, each and every appendages in details, and that there you will get it much more clear the idea of these renal apertures. So the apertures are present on the inner surface of the antenna at the base. Female genital apertures. Now, these are paired openings on the inner surface of coxae of third pair of walking leg. Coxae. आता वॉकिंग इथं बघा 1 2 3 4 आणि 5 5 पेअर्स ऑफ वॉकिंग लेग्स इथं दाखवलेले आहेत. दिस वॉकिंग लेग्स. आता यामध्ये तिसरा थर्ड पेअर जो आहे वॉकिंग लेगचा थर्ड पेअर त्याच्या त्याच्या कोक्झा मीन्स कोक्झा इज द सेगमेंट विच इज प्रॉक्झिमल टू द बॉडी. म्हणजे जसा our shoulder is proximal to the trunk region, thorax, isn't it? But our palm, हाताचा तळवा हा कुठे आहे? It is at the distal region. लक्षात येत आहे प्रॉक्झिमल आणि डिस्टल शब्द मी सांगतोय ते? हॅलो.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Proximal means nearer to the body and distal means away from the body, even though it is a part of the body. So our palm or fingers are distal, but our shoulder is proximal. Likewise, the tip of the leg is distal, but the coxa is the segment, one of the segments, which is attached to the thoracic region, and that is the. So here, third coxa, third वॉकिंग लेगची कोक्झा त्याच्या आतल्या बाजूला हे फिमेल जेनेटल अपर्चर आहे. त्याच पोझिशनला परंतु सेगमेंट हे बदलतो, पाय बदलतोय. इथं मेल जेनेटल अपर्चर्स, कोक्झालाच फक्त इथं पाय बदललेला आहे. फिफ्थ पेअर ऑफ वॉकिंग. हॅलो, वाय देर इज डिस्टर्बन्स? Okay, male genital aperture is present at the inner surface of coxa of fifth pair of walking leg. शेवटच्या म्हणजे fifth. Last one इथं. Okay. Then opening of statocyst. मगाशी उल्लेख केला आपण statocyst while revising the sense organs of bivalve. Now another word, again the word here is we are going to study statocyst. Mechanism is the same, function is the same, but it is having the slight opening of statocyst lying in the deep depression dorsally on the basal segment of each antenule. बघा शब्द इथं बघा. आता इथं अँटेना पण आहे, हेड अपेंडेज आहे, आणि अँटिन्यूल पण आहे. अँटेना अँड अँटिन्यूल याच्यामध्ये जो डिफरन्स आहे that while studying the structure that we are going to study. And finally, aperture, this is anal aperture or anus, longitudinal aperture lying ventrally at the base of the tailson. म्हणजे इथून सगळी ही डायजेस्टिव्ह सिस्टीम अशी इथे आत ओपन होते and they it at the base of this tailson. Tailson is the conical projection of the last segment, abdominal segment, सहाव्या abdominal segment. आणि हे abdominal segments appendages आहेत, pleopods and uropods. Okay. सो ह्या टेल्सनच्या बेसला आतमध्ये व्हेंट्रल साईडला ओपनिंग कशाचं आहे एनसचं ओपनिंग. So mouth, renal apertures, female genital, male genital, opening of statocyst and anus. These are the apertures present on the body. Now, appendages. So these appendages just will have general the discussion on this, and then we will stop. There are 19 pairs of appendages, as I've mentioned. Now, but there is some peculiarity of these appendages. Each appendage consists of a base called protopodite. प्रत्येकाचा बेस त्या ज्याच्या अटॅच झालेले ज्याला मी कोक्झा वगैरे असे शब्द वापरले त्या सेगमेंट सगळ्याच्या बाबतीमध्ये द कॉमन शब्द इट इज कॉल्ड एज प्रोटोपोडाइट विच बियर्स टू रॅमी ब्रँचेस. Inner one is called as endopodite and outer is called as exopodite. असे inner and outer branches जर त्याला असतील then such type of appendage is called as biramous appendage. Uniramous, biramous appendage because presence of both endopodite and exopodites are present. So further, the basal protopodite it shows two segments. आता इथं बघा प्रॉक्सिमल शब्द बघा मी का प्रॉक्सिमल कोक्झा attached with the body and the distal basis which bears two rami with many segments called podomere. So this is the basic information regarding the appendages. It doesn't mean that all the appendages are biramous. It doesn't mean that all the appendages are uniramous. One by one, we are going to study these appendages during the course. But as I have already mentioned, the appendages, 19 pairs of appendages, and there because how many 19 pairs of segments are there, 19 total 19 segments are there, and in each segment bears a pair of appendage, so there are 19 pairs of appendages are there. As I have mentioned that earlier, that is the 13 are present in the cephalothorax. Out of these 13, 5 are cephalic and 8 are thoracic and 6 are the abdominal appendages. So in order to exhibit this in the at a glance, you can see this in this chart. 19 pairs are there, cephalothoracic and abdominal. See, abdominal 13 of this. आता कुठले कुठले आहेत 5 antenules, antennae, mandibles, maxilluli and maxilli. See, maxilluli, this is the plural word. Single maxillula, two maxilluli, single maxilla, plural two maxilli. Likewise, antenna, antennae, two antennae, single antenna. Okay, antenule and antenules, like that. And now, what are these 8 pairs? 8 pairs कुठले thoracic region मधले? सर ते खरं ह्या thoracic मधले हे actually these are the 3. First maxillipede, second maxillipede, and third maxillipede. Now these are in very immediate contact with the cephalic region, or they are immediately in vicinity of the cephalic appendages, and rest of these are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are the 5 pairs of walking legs. 5 pairs of walking legs. That's why order Decapoda, 5 pairs of walking legs are present. And how these legs, how they differ? from one another, and which one is the typical, how many segments are there, that we are going to study later on. Abdominal segment. Abdominal segments, appendages, six pairs are there. First to five, these are pleopods, as I have mentioned here. One, two, three, four, five, six. These are six abdominal segments. And see, one, two, three, four, five. These are five pairs of pleopods. And here, which one is present in the sixth segment. Okay, ह्या सगळ्या ह्याला ह्या प्लिओपोड्स म्हणलेले आहे. आणि या सहाव्या सेगमेंटमध्ये जे आहे that is uropod. This one is uropod. So uropod is present. So this is how what we are going to study. But now actually I'm not going to go in details with in the today's lecture, because you may get jumbled with the different types of appendages, and actually we are going to stop here. But before stopping, we will have a discussion in short regarding the projects that we are going to assign to you. Have, is there any have this madam discussed you regarding the projects which you are going to perform? Yes.
No, sir. सर पोस्टर प्रेझेंटेशन साठी आम्ही करतोय प्रज्वल आणि
पोस्टर प्रेझेंटेशन
हा
कशामध्ये कुठं करणार आहे पोस्टर प्रेझेंटेशन तुम्ही?
आता म्हणजे कॉलेजच्या सगळ्या डिपार्टमेंट मधून घेतलेत ना.
हा
मग त्याच्या ह्याच्यात आम्ही प्रज्वल आणि मी दोघं करतोय.
ओके. व्हॉट तुमचा सब्जेक्ट काय आहे?
प्लास्टिक मराइन डेब्रिस अँड देअर इम्पॅक्ट ऑन ह्युमन अँड फिश लाईफ.
हा ओके. आपल्याकडं एक रेअर शिक्षण संस्थेच्या वी आर हॅव्हिंग सर्टन स्कीम आपल्याकडे आहे त्याची. त्यामध्ये you will find you will be given certain projects